Welcome back to another AQ3D video. I posted a poll on my community section on YouTube. If you guys don't get notifications on my channel, you probably miss these. I'm referring to this section right here, the community section, where I post polls every once in a while or ask questions to the community or, of course, provide information to events coming up and stuff like that. If you don't have notifications on my channel turned on and you want to stay up to date with stuff or, be part of the polls and whatnot, be sure to tap that notification. I asked players, for those of you who play AQ3D, do you like the last few events? 17% said yes, 36% said no, and 47% said I don't care. We're going to be checking out some of the comments that were posted here. Now, I do want to mention I won't agree with everything that is posted here. However, I always feel, regardless of the person's opinion, it's important for people to be heard. And if it differs from my opinion, shouldn't matter. You should still be taking it into consideration. In the past, I've been accused of saying that everything is awesome, and I am not a Lego movie. Although I do support Artix Entertainment, there are things about the games that I don't like. One and big thing that I don't like is the world bosses. Not a fan of world bosses, never have been, never will be. I'm not a fan of scaling either. I've made my opinions very clear on these things, and there's other issues too that I have with the game. The reason why I don't constantly gripe about things is because I essentially enjoy the AE games. AQ Worlds, AQ3Ds, you name it, I enjoy all of their games because there's different things that have attracted me to their games. The casualness and the simplicity of it is probably the leading thing that leads me to it because I just don't have time to get into complex MMOs. But anyways, besides that, let's get into some of these. So this fan right here said that they are a fan and that it makes the game much more fun. So basically, any update is good with him. Rakari, I'm probably not going to say the names because I suck at saying names. I like the updates in as much as we're still getting updates while bigger things are still being made. And that's true. Candidly, do I think the updates could be modified to elicit greater excitement among the players? Yes. On the same coin, though, it's a subjective topic. There's always going to be some thoughts out there on what could be different. There always is. If I had to give a suggestion for the team to consider, the mini updates currently aren't offering much variation. Okay, that's true. Meaning specifically some variations. For example, the monthly bonus of buying upgrades gave us pets and travel forms for around 6 months, then changed to cosmetic weapons. Great, but the monthly bonus never varied now in over a year. Oh. Change weapons month to month and we get some fabulous animated ones, but it could be more variable. Maybe go back to pets and morphs or offer armor pet sets and pieces. Okay. And I can see what he means by that too, because it's true. Like we were getting pets and stuff, and then now it's just gone to weapons and it's basically stuck as weapons. They could kind of ricochet back and forth between multiples. Granted, that's even a helm, you could just have like a cool helm that might match, as long as, I wish they would color coordinate so bad. I have like 17 armor sets of gold and none of them match with each other. It drives me up the freaking wall. That's talking about monthly bonus for upgrades, but the mini updates are similar. Cosmetic sets for some questing works, to be honest, especially with the Nulgath grinding, but richer, better stories, integrated problem solving, some additional fluff like titles, pets, etc. Maybe even more items that affect players like the useless Bapper and like that 30 plus power battle pet in AQ Worlds. I just did a video on that. So I do like the updates, especially with the other grinding I'm doing, but I think some improvement ideas should be strongly considered by the team. Very good feedback. I agree. I definitely think there's definitely room for improvement. I like the story updates. I very much wish there would be more Guardian content. I've heard this before. This is not something new. I've been wishing that since Sylvain. And this is something we haven't got, is a lot of Guardian stuff. As far as game features go, I really like how it's coming along. Sheathing weapons, player housing, competitive guilds, it's really shaping up, and I agree. So one issue with this here is the Guardian content only caters to Guardians. The thing is, though, Guardians are the ones that are funding the game, essentially. I mean, also people buying DC, but if you're buying DC, chances are you already have Guardian. And this person says, yes, I like the new updates with new content. I believe it's very interesting and makes me farming more with friends, which is more fun. I've been experimenting some issues in logging in lately. Okay, this is not the first time I've heard this either recently. I'm not sure if this is coming because of the new updates, because it didn't used to happen to me before. And I have had people complaining about this as well, login issues as well, and it's been within the last, I would say, month that that issue has seemed to be increased. I hit yes on the basis that updates mean this game has a pulse and I love this game. That said, my opportunities to play have been limited lately due to work, and I don't find the current saga all the interesting from the story or gameplay perspective, except part 2, that was great. So I PvP in my free time and do a few dailies, occasionally squeezing a contract out of Mantis. Okay. Doesn't matter how good this Cosmic Garment saga is just filling until they can do Nulgath 4. Technically, it is filler content, so I could agree with that. I would say yes and no. I like the Cosmic set quest lines making us go back to other areas with skilled variants, but I hate that they upgrade it. It's a 20-day grind per piece if you aren't able to grind extra materials through the repeatables, which wouldn't even be that bad if you could work on both at the same time, but you have to pick one resource. The Hurricane release was fine, the gear was cool, drop rates suck though. Took me 4 hours to get the Thunder Cloud short sword. Wow, really? Which is 4 hours longer than I wanted it to be. And for the dog update, the Nulgath side quest was nice and the Lycan travel form is sick. Unfortunately, literally everyone and their mother now has it despite being a rare drop. The spawn rate being so fast plus it being shared made it extremely easy for everyone to get. That is true too. That is true. So it's not, I don't even really use it now because it's so common. So he's got a good point there. When Artix starts to care about optimization, I might start to care about the updates. Haven't played in over a year, just fed up with the lag, and so I'm done playing. Also got 50-some bank vaults full of things I never use. I might be interested in trading if that was a priority. So, optimization is gonna always be an issue, I think. The last few updates have obviously been fillers, but I don't mind. I understand why large updates take so long for AQ3D due to the size of the small team. And this is true. They don't have a lot of people working, which is unfortunate. I wish there was more. I'm in between yes and no. I like the werewolf update. That means, oh, he's a raven. Wow, he's a long-term raven squad. That because he's got a crown on his head, on his icon. That being said, the Nulgath grind seems a bit too much for a casual player that this game was intended for. Okay, that I can understand that. The Cosmic set coming out is a good idea, but I feel like the force of dailies lately or too much grind is slowly putting off the player base. That needs to be a balance between the gameplay and the grind. We need something that is able to be grinded but be fun and changing instead of the same boss over and over and over. So that makes sense. I feel the material aspect of Nulgath so far has been lazily implemented. The story has been meh. I still think Ashfall, Darkovia, and the Underworld were the peak. I 100% agree with Ashfall. That was definitely the best storytelling I've seen. I have hopes that a more fun storyline with less crafts and more drops will come in the future, as drops are more rewarding than craft grinds, and I feel drops are what the players need to be refreshed. We should have a 5-man dungeon with a boss with rare drops that randomizes mobs like the old days of Frostlorn. But instead, the long crafts, maybe a 1% drop rate. I would love that for the best in slot weapon. I would absolutely love that. I would grind that over top of grinding crafts. I would definitely grind a 1%. It gives me more satisfaction for some reason. I could go on for hours, but I'll leave it at that. Okay, good feedback. I would like bug fixes, and I wrote in the AE server, I can't get the title Nation Follower because one of the 3 swords is upgraded to Anomaly and the Cosmic Swords don't count. I kept all as alternative. Some things like this or inability to turn in quests would be nice if AE add dailies on super grindy zones like the Derpycorn Apocalypse or Bone would be at so it could count towards. Okay, yeah, because it's an improvement. You actually make a good point too. There are things like the Bone and the other ones that could definitely use some dailies. No, because I first hate fetching quests. Second, the cosmetics will just be rotting in the bank. I would love updates on bug fixes and quality of life improvements. Good feedback, and I gotta agree, quality of life improvements is up there, and there are bugs that could definitely be squashed. Gorma says, I'm new, but I like the game, so yes. Simple but sweet. The update I want is for class ranks to mean something beyond just cosmetics. Let every rank 10 grant you another passive ability or something. Interesting. I haven't played the game for a couple months, so I'm going to choose I don't care because haven't tried the changes yet. You can't judge something without trying it. Okay, that's true. I'm currently in the camp of I don't care, probably because I'm inactive. Might be waiting for AQ World Infinity since it has a lot more content. Well, yes and no. I mean, AQ World, when it comes out, AQ World Infinity will have content, but we don't know how much content when it first comes out. It probably won't have as much as we think, and it's going to be, somewhat slow at the launch, but as a person who clicked on I don't care, I really don't care about the news of the game content much. All the things that keep us playing this game every day are those cool looking cosmetics, especially those Legion items. Oh, okay. So I was wondering why so many people were clicking on I don't care, and I guess this is why. We're seeing the explanations here. No, the insane Nulgath farming is already too much, but the items are nice. It's just painful to put in a lot of time for just a piece of set, then repeat, too grindy. Not a fan of the recent updates because I feel like they are just adding cosmetics or something they can make money from. Huh, that's true. Should be focusing on the main story, finishing some stories to make it more better. I would rather wait for a long time for a big story update than these fillers. Interesting. Started to feel like it's a pay-to-win Nulgath items, in brackets, especially the pet that has quests. The equipment is super hard to grind. That's true. And I could see what you mean by it starting to feel like pay-to-win. I'm running out of things to do and have started playing WoW, just waiting on the next Nulgath to release, and I guess more cosmetics for the cosmic set. Other than that, very bored with the game right now. And this has been an echoed thing that I've seen over the past 3 months. A lot of people have written comments in saying that they're bored of the game, and so I feel like we haven't gotten any real content recently. It seems like they're just feeding us garbage content just to be able to say they put stuff out. I want the content that matters or that is special. Lately, we haven't seen anything on those levels. And I'm starting to get bored with the game. That's another echo. Devs are lazy, money hungry. Mostly the state of the game right now is really bad. For example, the buggy of Nulgath maps and the scaling system they implemented, plus the grind for nothing. And they said they get it, they need money for AQ Infinity. So any money that AQ 3D is making is literally going back into AQ 3D. I'm not even sure how stable financially AQ 3D is, but it's definitely not in a position where it's funding another game. Definitely not. They butchered Void and Blood armor. I don't know why. I keep expecting anything but disappointment. They made the orbs 2.5 DC, but didn't bother using original models for the armor sets. The Void shoulder is goofy. The Blood belt is not even the same color. Really? I didn't notice the Blood belt being different. Despite my current detox from AQ 3D, I will vote no for the following reason. Oh my goodness. I probably won't read all of this, at least not in the video, because this is just way too much. I'll just give a rundown. This is just an emergency filler content. Okay, granted. I'll read this later, but I won't on the video. Not a single game breaking and crashing bug has been fixed as of yet. Okay, that is unfortunate. These updates would be okay if it was a completely separate team that was working on the main content. Oh, okay, side content would be worked on by another team. That would make sense. In other words, these updates are like a band-aid over an open fracture. They don't fix the problems within the game, nor extend or improve its lifetime. For all intents and purposes, Sandsea was the last big update that actually worked after it had filler content and broken main storyline introductions. Even worse, bad planning for expanding the low-level areas. Atlantis should have been a low level from its inception, and Nulgath should have been a high level only. I also agree. I'm not a fan of the whole level system that they have where anybody can play everything. what are you working towards? That's what it seems like. I haven't seen any worse updates, lazy stuff. I stopped logging in 2 months ago. I don't even open the chest daily. I'd rather go into the normal game than tolerate such updates. Okay. And this person said, no, wish they'd just switch to monthly updates and stop giving us this garbage filler. There we go. And 2 more here. There is nothing fun to do. The Nullgath farm is money hungry. If you don't have the pets, it turns the farm to be stressful and boring. And then last but not least, the game sucks. I lost interest from the game years ago, so I don't care about the updates anymore. Also, the monsters nowadays have more than 30,000 HP, even if you are alone in the server. And this kind of reflects back to the whole scaling, that it's in AQ Worlds, I can walk into most maps and clear a wide array of enemies in a very short amount of time. You can't do that in AQ3D. So things need to change for sure. As we can see from the feedback, and this is only from a fraction of the community, but it's still definitely things need to change. But I'd like to know what you guys think about this. What would you like to see in the future, and what are you looking forward to? I can tell you one thing. I am really looking forward to guild updates. I'm also looking forward to the housing updates. I think things like this, the quality of life changes like that, will be huge for the game if they're implemented properly. But that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.